Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit, and I'm so very glad you could join me this evening for part 10 of our series, Meditations of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So for anyone new, we've been featuring meditations from this 1,000-year-old scripture, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. It's a series of 112 different meditations. And today we're actually going to do 5 different meditations, all coming from one verse of our Tantra, and that's verse 77. So I'm going to read the verse. While practicing the classical postures known as Karakini, Krodhana, Bhairavi, Lelehana, and Ketchuri, be ready for a flash of intuitive wisdom in which the highest truth is illuminated. So that's verse 77, and this is one that really contains a great deal of information. So what this verse is describing are positions and postures known as mudras. And the term mudra, we tend to think of hand gestures associated with that word, but it really refers to any posture or gesture of the body, not just of the body, but also of the mind, that is used to enhance our focus in meditation. So today we're going to explore 5 mudras, the ones described in verse 77. And each of these mudras are designed to engage a different aspect of our consciousness. So really the key of each of these practices will be allowing yourself to be receptive to intuitive flashes of insight as it appears. And I'd like to direct your attention to our altar. We're going to start with our opening puja. And what I have on the altar, these 3 objects in the center, are really going to go with the themes of some of our meditations. So to begin our opening devotion, I invite you to make yourself comfortable. Find a nice seated position with a straight back. If sitting on the floor isn't working for you tonight, you can always use a straight back chair. And really, you could even do these meditations lying on your back in Shavasana. But let's take a moment and begin to breathe deeply. Use the breath as a way of letting go. Just letting your concerns of the past and the future drop away so that we can be in this very special state of present centeredness. So just breathe deeply. Clear your mind and prepare for the work and the learning and the experiences we're about to engage in. And in the beginning of our puja, some people I'd like to remember: our friend Achala, our friend Anoop Thomas and his family, our friend Suzanne and her son Jeffrey, the Hollandsby family, And I invite you to take a moment and think of somebody close to you that can use assistance from the Divine Mother at this time. And then I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And we'll open, as we very often do, with the syllable Om, chanted 3 times. Inhale. And we're just going to continue using the Om mantra for our puja. Om. 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 Jai Ma Bhairavi. Jai Bhairab. So in our first practice, we're going to imagine ourselves in the form of a skeleton. And Karakini means skeleton. In this meditation, You're going to be invited to imagine yourself sitting as a skeleton, which is meant to help induce feelings of detachment. I have a bone carving from Nepal, and this is a popular theme in the Buddhism that's practiced in Nepal and Tibet. These two skeletons, male and female, dancing on a cremation ground. These are the Chintapati skeletons, and they represent two individuals who are very joyful because they've let go of all attachments. So, to begin our meditation, I invite you to sit quietly and breathe deeply. Close your eyes. And first, I invite you to just simply focus on your breath. Focus on the movement of air. The sounds of inhalation and exhalation. The expansion and contraction of the rib cage and abdomen. And the sensation of cool air as it enters through your nostrils and warm air on the exhalation as it leaves. Breathing deeply, becoming more and more relaxed with each inhalation and exhalation. Now, as you breathe, I invite you to imagine the flesh surrounding your bones, dissolving slowly into white smoke. And this dissolution is being really powered by your deep breathing. So feel your skin evaporating and disappearing. And then your muscles dissolving slowly into a vaporous white smoke. And finally, the internal organs evaporate as well, leaving nothing but your bones seated in a meditative posture. So just keep imagining yourself as nothing but a skeleton. And let yourself feel what it would be like to be long dead. and nothing but bones. And as you focus on yourself in this manner, you begin to feel the state of detachment that comes as you realize that nothing is permanent, nothing lasts forever. All things change and decompose and become recycled, including yourself. So I invite you to just stay with this for the next few minutes and just be open to receiving an intuitive flash of the great timeless truth of life and the unchanging presence of your being. The body is but a suit of clothes. But consciousness continues. So I invite you now to take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of this meditation. Hear the sound of my voice and become aware of your surroundings. Sensation of your body sitting or lying where it is. And then slowly opening your eyes, keeping your gaze soft and focused on your screen. And just taking a little while to contemplate the skull on the center of our altar. And just check in with yourself and just be aware of the effects of this first meditation. And know that you can play this video on other occasions. Do the guided part, and then sit there realizing yourself as a skeleton for maybe a longer period than what we did, if that feels comfortable, if that feels like something you want to try. So I invite you now to take another deep and clearing breath. And just be ready for our second meditation. So our second practice focuses on being angry. The name of the mudra, Krodna, literally means anger. And it refers to the tensing of the entire body as a prelude to tranquility. This is very similar to the big draw process that we did on Friday as part of our Kriya practice. So I invite you to sit quietly, close your eyes again, let your mind clear, and feel it becoming clearer and clearer with each inhalation and exhalation. Just open yourself to the experience that we're about to engage in. Now deeply inhale and hold your breath and begin to tense your entire body as if in a rage. Clenching your hands, your toes, your legs, your arms, your face, your throat, your chest, tightening, 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 letting that intensity build right from the toes through all the limbs to the face. And once that rage has reached its peak, then suddenly exhale and release it entirety. And then take a moment and just note how you're feeling. Maybe noticing a deeper level of relaxation or tranquility. So we're going to do this 2 more times. So again, with your eyes closed, breathe deeply for a moment. And then a deep inhalation. And begin to tighten everything, tightening your hands, squeezing your toes, the muscles of your legs and your arms, the chest, the throat, the face. Tighten, tighten, tighten. And then finally, exhale and relax. And again, just take a moment and notice the differences in how you feel. So when you're ready, close your eyes, take some deep breaths. And now a deep inhale. And begin tightening everything, squeezing everything, tighten, tighten, pulling your abdomen in, tighter and tighter. And finally, releasing and relaxing. And then slowly opening your eyes and again focusing on your screen. And I invite you, with a relaxed gaze, to look upon the image of Lord Bhairava, the wrathful form of Lord Shiva. And think about how anger and rage can be transformed into peace and tranquility. You might even try this exercise sometime when you're really angry. Tighten them, breathe deeply, take a deep inhale, tighten the muscles, and relax. And just notice how you feel afterwards. So rest for a moment. Again, just take note of how you're feeling. Breathe normally for a little while. And finally, prepare yourself for our third meditation. So in our third practice, this involves becoming aware of being Bhairavi. This is the feminine image on our altar. Feminine form of Lord Bhairava, the wrathful Shiva. She's a form of Ma Kali who dwells upon the cremation ground. And her appearance to many is quite frightening, just as a charnel ground can be frightening to many. But she's ready at any time to share her wisdom with those who are willing to let go of their fears, especially the ultimate fear, the fear of death. So Bhairavi is also the name of the great creative energy of consciousness. That force that continues after we leave our bodies. So the posture in this mudra is going to be a mental one, which is the non-conceptual awareness of both your interior world and your outer world. And you're going to be holding the awareness on the inner and the outer simultaneously. So take a moment and readjust your position so that your back is straight and you're comfortable. And sit quietly once again. And close your eyes and once again begin breathing deeply. And as you breathe, allow yourself to become deeply aware of your own being. And while holding this inner awareness, I invite you to simultaneously begin to expand your awareness around yourself in all directions. In front of you, in back of you, to the right, to the left, above and below. And just allow your awareness to be both deeply interior and simultaneously spread out into the world all around you. As above, so below. As within, so without. So I invite you to continue breathing deeply, focusing on the inner and the outer, and spend the next few minutes resting in this state of expanded awareness. And again, just be aware of any flashes of insight that might accompany that experience. Just focusing within and without, and without and within. Being aware of the mere illusion of differences between those two. And observing how they're one and the same. and just being aware of anything else that comes into your awareness. Any flashes of insight, ideas, thoughts. Just let them manifest. Observe them from a safe distance, and then let them go. So again, I invite you to take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of the meditation, becoming aware once again of your surroundings and the sensation of your body seated or lying where it is. Then slowly opening your eyes, and with a relaxed gaze, looking upon the image of Ma Bhairavi upon the screen. And just take note of how you're feeling, what the effects of that practice were, and maybe just recalling any flashes of insight that happened during that meditation. And I see our friend Deborah has joined us, and namaste. So glad you're with us. So in our fourth practice, we're going to experience imagining ourselves as pure light. The name of this mudra, Lalehana, means flame, and it refers to the practice of seeing your consciousness as an extension of the light of universal consciousness. So once again, I invite you to sit quietly and comfortably. Find a position where your breath can be full. Once again, close your eyes and once again breathe deeply. And once again, as you breathe, I invite you to feel your material body again beginning to dissolve into nothingness. So breathing deeply and witnessing your skin evaporating into nothing. Then your muscles and your bones and your internal organs. Just feel your material form. Feel it just fading away. And maybe noticing what it's like to no longer be carrying that weight. So I invite you at this point to rest in this state of disillusion and begin to contemplate yourself as a luminous field of energy within a much vaster field of energy, which is the universe itself. Just feeling the light of your consciousness as an extension of, and at the same time one with the universal light of consciousness. As you observe yourself as light, what color or colors of light do you imagine yourself to be? How bright are you? What is the surrounding light of the universe like? Just allow yourself to rest in this state, simply witnessing, and again being aware of any new insights. So again, take a deep and clearing breath. Again, letting go of the meditation. Bringing your awareness back to this place. Being aware again of your surroundings and your body. Let your breath return to normal. And just be aware of how you're feeling at this moment. Maybe again, recalling any insights that you may have gained in this last practice or the ones before. And then slowly opening your eyes, looking again on your screen with a soft gaze, and just taking a moment and contemplate the light from this candle. And again, just be aware of how you're feeling at the moment. So our last meditation involves the practice of curling back your tongue and resting it on the tip on the roof of your mouth. This practice is called Ketchuri Mudra, and it involves either curling the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. A good place for it to rest is on that boundary between the hard palate and the soft palate. Some people who are able to stretch their tongue enough can even curl the tongue back into the nasal passage. That's not actually necessary. Just being able to bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth is quite sufficient. It's believed to connect, make it just connects a nice energy circuit. So one holds Ketchuri Mudra with your eyes closed and focusing on the center between your eyebrows. So your eyes are closed and your gaze will be turned slightly upwards. And this intense focus of energy in these regions of the head can certainly propel you into a state beyond the mind. So I'm going to pan the camera around. Toward myself to lead this next one. And so I invite you again to find that comfortable position. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Take a moment to clear the mind and just prepare yourself for a final experience. So while you're breathing deeply, I invite you to curl the tongue upwards, resting the tip on the roof of the mouth if you can, maybe that boundary between the hard palate and the soft palate. And close your eyes if they aren't already. And gently focus your gaze upwards towards your third eye. And be aware of any light effect that's created from doing that. And just breathe deeply and focus on that third eye region. Agnya chakra. And again, just be open to any flashes of insight that may come to you during this experience. If your tongue or eyes become tired in that position, you can let them relax for a few moments and then reassume the position, eyes turned upwards, tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then take a deep and clearing breath. Let your breath return to normal. And just sit for a moment. And again, just be aware of how you're feeling at the moment. Maybe recalling the important parts of the experience. Noticing any effects, other effects of the meditation. And then slowly bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Listening to the words of our benediction. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly open your eyes. and namaste. And thank you so very much for joining me. So, I hope you enjoyed those meditations. And you're always welcome to, as you do these in your personal practice, you can hold them for longer periods. We were holding them for about 3 to 5 minutes. If it feels right to do like a 10-minute or 15-minute meditation, you can certainly do that. And as always, I love to hear your experiences, or if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at the temple, omcdevi@gmail.com. That's AUMC Devi, DEVI, at gmail.com. So thank you so very much. I look forward to you joining me Friday at 7 o'clock. And we'll be doing the next installment. This will be the 6th installment of our 12 Kalis of Kashmir series. We'll be honoring the goddess Mritu Kali. And we'll be doing another little mini indoor fire puja. So again, thank you so very much for joining me. Thank you, Deborah. Have a wonderful night. Jai Ma.